Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Lizzie Saka from Malawi, and in today's video I would like to show you how to make one of the very common breakfasts that we used to eat when I was growing up, and this is called Chithuwi. I don't know what it is called in other places, but I'll show you the ingredients in a bit. So I'm going to cook this just the way my grandmother used to make it, and she would make it in an earthenware pot, just like so. And for you to make the classic Chithuwi, you cook it with milk. Milk only, nothing else. Milk only, no water added, just milk. So it was so rich and so yummy and so with so much flavor. This was common in my village because my grandfather and his brothers had a lot of cattle, and so every morning they would milk the cows and bring the milk home. So each household was given maybe a gallon of milk, and we used to enjoy this milk with Chithuwi. So come along as I show you how to make your Chithuwi. So we have our pot, our earthenware pot. If you don't have an earthenware pot, it's not a problem, but the earthenware pot just brings this earthiness to the whole dish. So in the earthenware pot, I'm going to put in milk. Yeah, so I said that we are going to make Chithuwi today, and one of the things that you need is this. These are like, I can't call them grits per se, but they are gotten from when we want to make our sima or our porridge. There is the maize flour, whole maize flour, or it's gramule. We sieve it. So after sieving, there is a larger particles that are remaining in the sieve. Those are what we take. So our grandmothers were very clever. This was sort of like resource management. You don't want to throw anything to waste, so it's like we're recycling things. So they would get these larger particles. Let's call them grits for this purpose, but they are not really grits. So the larger particles that have remained in the sieve, these ones are the ones that I'm going to use for cooking my Chithuwi. So I'm going to sieve all the flour that I have in my house, because as you can see, this is not a lot. So I'll need to sieve more flour to get enough to use to cook my porridge, my Chithuwi, or my milk porridge, or my Chithuwi. So I did the work in advance, and this is what I have. This is what I have here. Yeah. This is what I have there. So that's what we are going to use instead of the flour. So normally when we are making the porridge, we use the flour. This is the flour, either maize flour. So we have now washed our seche, or whatever that we're calling it, grit or whatever. So you have to wash it up to a point that the water is so clear that you can see your things inside. So this is where we are. Look how clean it is compared to what we started with. This is what we started with. This is how it was looking, and this is how it's looking after washing it. So now, as I told you earlier, this recipe requires you that you use milk only. So this is my milk. This is about 2 liters of milk. Yes, full cream milk, whole milk. And I'm going to season with a teaspoon of salt. A teaspoon of salt. I put there in the milk. And then Time for our sachet. So I was telling you that the goodness about sachet is that it absorbs a lot of water, so a little goes a long way. So you may start with just a cup, but you'll be surprised how much porridge you can make from that. So it's quite economical, and I find that it's a cheaper breakfast because it doesn't require much, just milk and the sachet or the grits. So once you have put your sachet in or you've put your grits in, then you should start stirring. At this point, it will not come together because it's just at the beginning. So you continuously stir your pot until it comes together and starts boiling. When you reach that point, you know that you're doing a good job. Trying to get that out. Yeah. So this is me 5 minutes later. This is how it's looking. It's starting to come together. It's forming a porridge. So it is slow work. You need to be patient. You can't rush the process. And if you have put too much grits or you have put too much of your sachet in there, then you know that you need to put in more milk or you can put in water. But as I told you, this porridge, my grandmother only made it with milk. Because we could afford it, it was coming from our own cows after all. So if you think that you've already 2 liters is already too much, then you can put in a bit of water. I don't think it will have a significant effect on the overall taste and flavor of the whole thing. Yeah, so as you can see, as time goes, now it's starting to bubble up. So I think at this point, I'm going to let it boil. I'm going to get a cover and cover the pot. Now, because we put in milk, you don't want to cook this porridge on a huge fire because then it is going to burn. We don't want it to burn. So we are going to cook it slowly. Maybe it's going to take me about 45 minutes to 1 hour for it to cook completely. Until when you taste it, it tastes cooked. Yeah, the grits or the sachet are not chewy when you eat them. When you taste the porridge, that means that the porridge is ready. So you can see that a cup of sachet is almost going to give me a pot full of porridge. Yeah, see you shortly. So my porridge has solidified. As you can see, it's even failing to bubble properly, to boil properly. So I'm going to dilute it by adding in half a cup of water. So this is normal for sachet porridge. It absorbs a lot of water. It absorbs a lot of water and it has the ability to puff up much more than the normal flour. So you have to keep a close eye on it. You have to stay close and be patient. So My porridge has been puffing and puffing and puffing until now I have a pot full of porridge. Hey! It means that everyone in the home can partake of it. Yeah, so the other good thing about this porridge, I'm just going to cover it. The good thing about this porridge is that it is filling. Once you eat it, you don't eat anything else. I've covered my pot. You won't want to eat anything else. You just be drinking water. So there, I will let it do its thing. If you like these videos, like, subscribe, share, invite a friend to invite a friend, and leave us a comment on how you're finding it. See you on the other side. So here we are after 1 hour of boiling my porridge. This is how it's looking, and it looks good. I think I'm happy with it. Yes. There we are. I think we are ready to dish it up. We are ready to eat, and it smells so good. So because sugar was hard to come by, in the village, we would eat this porridge just with the salt and the milk, because it has a very good flavor. It will just be all right. We'll just enjoy it just like that without sugar. And boy, did we love it or not. Oh my God, we loved it so much. And this, whenever I think about my grandmother, I'll cook a dish in memory of her. So this is in memory of her. Now, I've dished out the porridge, and I've told you already that in the old times, in the village, we could eat it like this without putting any sugar. Just the milk was enough. However, now I can afford to put sugar, so I'm going to put a tablespoon of sugar. And I like putting, I'll put margarine in mine, but there's also peanut butter that we can put to enrich it further. So for my child, I'm going to put in peanut butter because he loves peanut butter so much. Yeah, and it's quite yummy when you put it's even more, it's tastier with peanut butter in it. Yeah, so that's it. But the aroma in there, I'm not going to put peanut butter in mine because the peanut butter is just very, very strong. Yeah, so there it is. This is a feeding breakfast, guys. You should try it. Give it a go and let me know you find it.